Hey there guys, what's going on? Tyler here with your movie fix. Literally today, that's what we're going to be doing, is taking a look at steelbooks. For all my steelbook fans out there, fellow collectors, have you ever received a steelbook and there was nothing inside? There's nothing worse than that. It's hideous, it's ugly, there's nothing special about it, and it'll never find love. But I can fix that. What we're going to be looking at today is how to add some inside artwork into steelbooks. Because that's one of the best parts about having a steelbook, is not only having some great artwork on the outside, but having some great artwork on the inside. The next two that I'm going to be showing you are some examples of what we're going to be doing in this tutorial. These are two that I have added some custom inside artwork for. Both of these came blank, but you can change the artwork for any steelbook technically. The art is actually printed on the metal, so we're going to be putting images inside on top of those. So if you have a steelbook where you didn't really like the inside artwork, you can change it. And if you have a really ugly one that comes with nothing inside, you can put some stuff on the inside. And this is my Batman Begins that I did. We even have an image on the middle strip there on the spine. That's something that I'm going to be showing you how to do. But these came out really good. I'm very happy. Anybody who's a collector, if you care about your steelbooks, I think you'll definitely get a lot out of this video. And here's my Django Unchained. This was actually the first one that I did. Yeah, these all came out pretty great. So I'm going to be showing you how to do that. I can save your steelbooks. I can save your collection. All you have to do is watch this video. So here are some of the items that we're going to need. Some photo paper, double-sided tape, optional, scissors, X-Acto knife, your steelbook, and some coffee for good measure. Also, you're going to need your computer and a stovetop. Alright, so one of the first things we are going to want to do is decide on an image that we want to put on the inside of our steelbook. I have these three here selected for Batman 1989. I like all these, and what you can do is filter search on Google by resolution. Find the highest possible quality of resolution image of whatever you want. It can be pretty hard to decide on an image, and it's even harder to find a great quality of that image. So choose wisely with what you're going to be doing here. But yeah, all I did was Google search and I found these. I really like this image here. It's got great contrast, a great moment in the movie, so that's something that I would want to put on the inside of a steelbook, because that's the entire point of doing this, is to really make that steelbook pop, make it a little more personal, and make it look really good. That's what we want to do. So the next thing you're going to want to do is have an image manipulation program. I use this here, GIMP 2. It's a free program on Google. You can look for it, download it. Never had any problems with it, but if you are superstitious, feel free to scan it for any viruses or anything. And if you don't have this toolbox here, go to Tools, Toolbox, open it up. We're going to need that a little later. So next thing we're going to do is, in the description down below, I have given you the template that we're going to use for this steelbook. So open that up, and that's what we're going to be using. So here we are. There it is. Open that up, and here it is. It's nice and blank. That's fine. Now we're going to open up the image that we're going to be using on the inside. Here that is. So these are not scaled. These are not the same size images. This is a 783 by 483, and this is 1280 by 720. What we're going to want to do is make that the same height. You want to do that for pretty much all the images that you use. Maybe it doesn't fit perfectly into this, but as long as you set the height in there, then you can figure out what you're going to be really doing with it. And you can zoom in and do all various things with the scale of it. So we're going to just make sure this is the same scale. Make sure that's locked so it's proportional. And we're going to change that to 483. Now look at that. Now they're the same size. We're going to copy this. Now the toolbox. This is important. Use the select by color tool, and we're going to select the black. Now that's all highlighted. Now we're going to edit, paste into. That's going to put the image that we just scaled and put that inside of this. So there it is. Looks great. You can move it around. That's a pretty good spot, so I don't really want to move it. So that's where I'm going to leave it. Now we're going to go to File and Export As. This is going to be set as a PNG, so you can change that to whatever name you want to use. I'll use Batman.png, and we're going to export that. And all this is fine. The default settings should be fine. Export it. I like to put it on the desktop. So now that we're done, here we are. There it is on the template, ready to go. Now, when you go to print this, I'm going to be printing off screen. Just make sure in your printer settings, you want to set it to the high quality setting or the photo paper setting. You cannot print this on photo paper with it set to the regular printer settings for normal white paper. It's not going to come out right. Set it to high quality, best quality, whatever it may be, and let the printer know that you're printing on photocopy paper for it to come out the best. So we're going to go do that and move on to the next part of the tutorial. And now that we have our photo printed out on our nice photocopy paper, make sure that you let it sit for just a little bit so that the ink settles. Make sure it's nice and cool so that way you can touch it and there's no smudges and smearings going everywhere. So the next thing we got to do is cut it. We're going to cut this out so we can put it on the inside of the Steelbook. And it's okay to have a little bit of trim. It's going to be going on the inside of the Steelbook and you won't be able to see all of it. So you don't have to be entirely dead on with all of it. It'll fill in. Now this is the part where you do have to be pretty accurate. Make sure you cut out this strip, which is going to go on the spine. If you're going to be doing that, make sure you do that very carefully. Try not to cut that up too much. And just separate all three of these images. So there we go, it's all pretty much done, and make sure that you line it up with how it's going to go. There we go, looks pretty good. Now we're going to move on to the next part. Now this next part is we're going to be removing the metal panels of the Steelbook. So it's not too bad. I know some of you might be scared to do this, but it's not that bad, I promise you. We're going to go to the top left corner of the front of the Steelbook, which is going to be inside here, and we got to pop it out. I'm going to use a little knife here, and what you can do is real easy. You just find a little spot, you work your way in, and you pop it out. Oh. And it should come out pretty easily. It's not that bad. Sometimes got to pull it. And there you go. That's one panel off. There you go. Make sure you don't bend it or anything. You can't be too rough with it, but I've never bent one doing this. It's always came out real fine. So, and the same thing on the next one, except you have to turn it. So if you're looking at it that way, on the inside, make sure you're doing it from the bottom corner here. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to pop it out. Yeah, there you go. Popped right out. Once you get it going. So here it is. That's the back panels. And so what you're going to do basically, if these are our back panels and the front one, your image is just going to sit right inside there. And you can do your trimming or whatever you need to do if you feel like some of the white part is showing, but it should go in there real easy. And there you go. That's on the inside now. We're going to put that in. We have one more step to go. Alright guys, this is going to be the big boy step. We still have one thing left to do. We have to remove the spine of the Steelbook. Now this is why I said you're going to need an oven or stove, whatever. This is going to be the part that gets a little scared. It's going to get a little juicy, but don't be afraid. We have to get this off. Now you don't really have to. If you're fine just having the two panels done on the inside, that's fine and you can leave it that way, but I think what really makes a Steelbook look good is when there's artwork also on the spine, so we had to remove that. What we're going to do is I already have this hot, it's going already. You're just going to run it on here. There's adhesive in there and you want to loosen that up. Now this is also where you're going to need the X-Acto knife. Just make sure you loosen this up nice and good so the adhesive is real soft and you can take it off. This is the part that's a little scary for a lot of people. This is what deterred me originally from doing this for so long. But after you do it probably the first time, you'll learn if you do something wrong, you'll learn what not to do next time, but it's really not that bad. You're not going to ruin your Steelbook unless you cut the spine off, which hopefully doesn't happen with any of you. So this feels like it's good and ready to go. My hand's a little hot here, so this should be good. I'm going to turn the stovetop off. Now we're going to have our X-Acto knife. This is what we need it for. Now, make sure when you do this, you're getting underneath just the metal part. Might be a little hard to see, but just go only under the metal part. You should be able to flick it. It is very thin. This metal piece is very thin, and then you can just kind of wedge your way through it. Don't ever, pull sharp objects towards your body, but yeah. It should come off real easy. Now, if you don't get the spine, you'll start to actually cut the spine of the plastic case. That's not what you want to do. That's actually what I just started doing there. And there we go. That's off. Got it all off, and that's where we're going to be putting the artwork on. Cut that off. So there we go, it's still intact. It now has no spine. There's a little bit of glue on here that you can take off. There's still some glue on here. There's going to be glue on the spine part. I say leave that on because you're going to want to stick your image on that. So you can leave this adhesive on. I say why not? It's already good to go. This is where you can use the double-sided tape to really stick things on there. Now make sure that this is all right side up. You're putting this image on there correctly. And now what you're going to do is put the image that we have printed out, that we have cut, and we're going to lay it on here. This is really going to be the thing that can make it look really good. So be real careful here. So make sure that's on there real nice. There you go. And if you want, you can just stick this back on. Like I said, make sure it's right side up. And or you can use double-sided tape. So there you go, now the inside has artwork on the spine. So now we have the last and final step, and this is the easiest and best part, is putting it all together. You're just going to want to slide these back on. Real easy. Same thing to the other side. And there you have it. You have inside artwork on your Steelbook. So this is a really quick process. It's a little longer when you're making a tutorial, but the whole thing should only take you about 15 minutes to do. It's not that bad. I know taking off the spine can deter a lot of people, but it really does help make the whole thing look a lot better. And I hope this video has helped a lot of people. Now you can add in whatever artwork you want and really help out your collection. So anyways guys, this has been your Movie Fix, and my name is Tyler, and I hope you enjoyed this video.